Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Joanna. Thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who are new, thank you so much for visiting. I hope you stay here. This is going to be these are going to be your readings for the month of March. I won't make a long introduction other than lots of exciting changes. Most of the signs have some pretty substantial changes leading to good things. So it's a lot of excitement. I felt a lot of excitement, energy when I was doing most of the signs. So there is very much a lot of new beginnings that I felt are happening. And all of us are going through challenges, minor and major, and it has to do with the energies we are attracting, we are being surrounded by. So it's a lot of interesting things going on. For those of you who want a longer prediction, I have the 6-month videos, and that information is down below, and also exclusive relationship videos or messages for the entire 2018. That information is down below too. I talk about general these are general readings, so I do touch on various aspects, but they don't exclusively focus in on relationships. And with that said, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for making appointments with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate this more than you will ever know. And of course, if that is what you wish, that information is down below for you. Thank you again so much. I wish you best of luck in the month of March. Lots of success, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Hello, Cancerians. This is going to be a reading for the month of March. I can't believe we're already in March. Time is going by way too fast. Okay, I decided I'm going to do channeling on the spot, which means I'm not going to prepare and then tell you. So let me see what I can get for you before we go through the cards. So one of the things I'm hearing right off the bat is that for some of you, conditions are not favorable to move forward, either with an engagement or with something that was offered to you. This could be a relationship, this could be anything. The time is not right. There is a need to there's a need to balance, or there's a need to still work on a balance, or, and I want to say harmony. So there's a need still for you to work on your inner balance before you proceed forward, particularly with a relationship long term. Some of you, whatever this is that is keeping you unbalanced has to do with some devastating news long time ago. It was some sort of a hurt, pain, emotional upset. There was something still that's festering in your background. And for those of you who are looking into new relationships or starting a serious one, there's a caution here. Because you still need to learn more about yourself in order to find more balance within you that you can then incorporate into a new relationship. So for some of you, this is interesting. If you have been offered a job, for some of you, particularly for those who are wanting to go step up or above and over and beyond what they're used to, I'm hearing examine the conditions carefully. So this is a separate message. So for those of you who are going to be offered, particularly something in writing, some sort of an offer, you are to examine the details very, very carefully. And then I hear the word health. So maybe it's around health insurance or something to do with health. Let me just see if there's anything else here. For rest of you, I see you guys are going to be busy. Seem to be February and March seems to be a busy month for you, but it's not a bad busy, it's a good busy. I saw the number 7, which is the month of July as well. 7 is a number to me that represents a very spiritual energy. It is also a number that represents mastering a certain aspect of our emotional being. And then I hear the word stand alone. So what does this mean? For those of you who have been struggling in relationships for quite some time, it's time for you to stand alone. And of course, I'm not asking anybody to get divorced or to break up with anybody. But if you are one of those individuals who is back and forth, what should I do, where should I go? this message either resonates with you or it doesn't. If you have to think about it, then it's not for you. But if it resonates with you, it's almost like some of you need a permission to move forward from something that isn't working. And obviously you don't need anybody's permission. It's your life, and it's not always as simple, I get it, but there are those of you who need to make some drastic choices and drastic changes or readjust your environment. And I feel this is more to do with work or home, and the readjustment is to bring more harmony within and also bring more harmony outside of you. So particularly for those of you who are having some challenges in certain area, it's important for you to do that. Now let's move on with cards. Okay, I'm hearing crossroads. So some of you will be making some decisions. Looks like some of you are approaching, and I want to call it a soft crossroad, and I don't even know what that means. It's not okay. So what soft crossroad? It's a certain place where you will need to make decisions, but I don't feel they're like life-changing. So for my guide to say soft crossroads, I've never heard him say that before, so that's quite interesting. I'm supposed to say it's a she now. Okay, apparently I have a female guide. All right. All right, let's move on with cards. Okay, what do we have with regards to what energies you're working with, or what is the theme March? You have the card of wisdom in reverse. It's a major arcana card number 5. Is it a Hierophant? Is that the card? I think I'm pretty sure it's Hierophant. This tells you guys how much I know about cards. Somewhat, but not very much. But in this deck is called Wisdom. What I feel here is that the month of March is going to be deciding whether something is worthwhile pursuing, even though it is something that on the outside seems too good to be true. And there's going to be, and I'm getting it in my throat, so I feel like some of you are contemplating, should I or shouldn't I, should I or shouldn't I? I also want to say uprooting status quo. So if you are in an environment, if you're dealing with a situation where you have outgrown the relationship, be work or a loved one or a partner or a career, this is really a time for you to kind of make some adjustments and decide what it is you want to do forward. But I feel like for those of you who I'm tapping into, I feel like you're not sure what to do. So then I asked for a supportive message, and I got the Chariot. So this is about you moving forward fearlessly towards your intended goal, whatever your goal may be. And this may mean that you might have to uproot your status quo or go against the grain, if you will, and do things that perhaps your parents wouldn't approve of. Perhaps it's a different way of looking at things. Whatever it is, there seems to be a change in the way you do things, particularly in relationships, but relationships cover a whole bunch of different stuff. Now, what are you needing to leave behind? This is interesting because the Fool came up. So the Fool is a brand new energy, and but I asked specifically, what do you need to leave behind? What I want to say here is, I want to say don't be foolish. So perhaps some of you have made a foolish choice or a foolish decision, and it resulted in some either financial setback or loss of an opportunity. This could also be loss of an opportunity or a relationship that isn't working out the way you want to. But there seems to be a financial component with this. The month of May is being shown to me. What's about the month of May? Resolution. So for some of you who are dealing with a problem in your life that is hinged on having a resolution, whatever, and it seems to be financial, it seems to be investment for some of you, there's going to be some resolution in the month of May. But I want to tune in a little bit more into what this represents, because this is what you need to leave behind. For some of you, there was a brand new beginning not that long ago, and it seems like that brand new beginning is causing you concern, or it's not working out the way you have hoped for. So the question was, what should they leave behind? What should they leave behind? This is what showed up. So if you are in, and I'm also hearing misunderstanding. So if you are somewhere where things are not going the way you have hoped for, but it's still fairly new, it was a brand new beginning. I want to go to November for some reason. For some of you, again, I hear it's time to stand on your own 2 feet. So maybe some of you need to consider or reconsider your environment and be very precise within yourself if where you are is worth pursuing further. Because I feel for some of you, there's a sense of disappointment with this new beginning, whatever this is. It could be a career as well. So that is what you're needing to leave behind. Now, what's going to transpire in, I almost said May, in the month of March? You have the 5 of Cups in reverse. So in an upright position, this is unable to move on from loss, unable to move on from something that was but isn't any longer. This is about letting go of a disappointment, letting go of a loss that happened in the past. And I hear career move. Some of you may have had a career move at some point not long ago, and it turns out to be a disappointment, or turned out to be a disappointment. For those of you who this is career connected, you are going to go through a recovery period. You're going to recover. For those of you who had a disappointment around a relationship, either the one you're supposed to leave behind or somewhere in your deep past, there is going to be an inner resolution to an internal conflict. That's what I'm seeing with this particular card. I also hear the words, don't be so hard on yourself. You are going through transitions. And to be honest with you, we're all going through transitions. It's an interesting time because everything moves so fast. Point is, you are leaving something behind that once caused you a heartache, a pain, a loss of some sort. You are leaving this behind. I also heard court case. This could also be you having lost something as in a court case battle, and now you're coming to terms with this, and you are choosing to move on no matter what. When I ask what it is that is coming towards you, you have brand new beginnings, which is interesting. You have Ace of Swords in reverse, and you have Ace of Cups in reverse. So definitely looks like there is 2 new beginnings for you, but there seems to be either a delay or an obstacle. So let me just tune into the Ace of Swords. A brand new idea. And I also hear the word development. So development can be translated various different ways, but maybe some of you work with developing something, and there's a brand new idea around a development, developing something, development as in building. There's some new idea around that development. Some of you, just watch out for scattered emotions. That is what I'm being shown. But I want to just see what this represents here. Some of you need to go through an emotional detox. So if you have had a partner in the past and it didn't work out, career or relationship, and you're still holding on to your past, you are to go through an emotional cleanse. The other thing that I'm getting is some of you need to go through a dietary cleanse or a detox of some sort. That's not what this card I don't think talks about as a tarot card, but that's what I'm getting from this. Point is, many of you will have brand new beginnings, but it feels like there is a bit of a delay here. And again, I'm hearing the month of May. So perhaps you are leaving something that didn't work, career or relationship. You're letting go of your past. You're letting go of loss. And there are brand new beginnings, but there seems to be some work ahead of you. And perhaps May is actually the month where things will start to be very, very clear. There's definitely some finances connected to this. He's asking me to remind you that the overall energy is for you to regain control. And some of you are shifting, well, we're all shifting, but some of you are going through some interesting times where you have to make decisions and you're not sure what to do, which is probably what has been keeping you stuck. And you're going to do some things that are maybe something you would have normally not done, and you're going to be bold and you're going to say, you know what, that's it, I'm going to do this for me. And in the past you would have done it for other people. So this is so that you can regain control. Now, I also asked, what is important for you to understand or to focus on? You have the card Why in reverse. So this is very much about having a deeper understanding of why you continue to put yourself in certain situations in order to help you figure out how to get unstuck. So we all bring our stuff to work, to relationship, to any situation. And what this talks about is making sure that you know that part of the situation you find yourself in is because you are in part creating it that way. So it's important for you to understand what you contribute to a situation that you may not like. So, example, he's asking me to give an example. If you are in a job that you really, really don't like, and you're sticking to it for your dear life, you have to ask yourself the question. There's several questions. Why am I in a job that I hate? Meaning job is not forcing you. So why are you in a job that you hate? Is it because you don't feel you deserve better? Is it because you don't feel you'll get more? Is it because you feel you're not good enough? Is it because you feel you don't have enough education? Whatever it is, you bring those preconceived ideas about you to the table, and then you create your reality. So I feel like what they're talking about here is living responsibly. And if you know how you contribute to your creation, then you can decide what you want, how you choose to create. In other words, if you ask yourself those tough questions about the job that you hate, you will then realize, oh my God, I'm holding myself back. And nobody's forcing you to do it. And I know some people will say different things, but at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what is it about me that makes me believe I deserve this low-paying job that I hate? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So it's important to understand how you contribute to any situation, whether it be positive or negative. And this is not about a fault finding at all. This is about, we all have the power to create. Most of the time we create without even thinking. So when we bring our baggage into a relationship, for example, and we get triggered and stuff happens to not be pretty in a relationship, it's because our shit is causing part of that. Excuse my French. So it's about understanding. Once you understand, you are then much more in control. And you have return of control. This is where you're going. Okay? Being emotionally stable and emotionally satisfied is half the battle to regaining control, because when you're emotionally solid, then you can take on the world. The other thing is, interesting, you have the tribe in reverse. What this is saying here is be very, very, very mindful that you do not compromise your own integrity in order to fit in, which is interesting because we talked about upholding the status quo. Maybe you have always followed the rules. Maybe you have always acquiesced to being a certain way because you needed to do that in order to belong, be loved, whatever it is. Maybe you are the type of person that does things because you are expected to, and you grew up this way, or your nationality, your environment, whatever it is, dictates so. When we do that, and when we put ourselves in a back burner and we do things for other people in order to belong, whatever it is, that kind of way of doing things will never provide inner happiness and inner peace. Why? Because you are giving up yourself in order to belong, and that will never sustain you. Point is, don't compromise your integrity. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. If you've been doing something for far too long because it was expected of you, ask yourself the question, do I want to continue doing this, knowing that it's my life and I create it the way I want to and I'm responsible for it? So, very big message. So you have uprooted the status quo and also not doing things purely for other people. And I feel this is how you will actually regain your inner control. So this guy here, the Chariot, he knows where he's going, he or she. See the yellow? It's all power. That's the color of power. Black and white, it's the dark and the light, the positive and the negative. Balance, total balance. I hear the word flexibility, but also control at the same time. This person knows where they're going. They're in control. This is where you're heading. Providing you do things for yourself, let things go, allow yourself to move on from something that hurts you, and don't stay in something that is not fulfilling to you, even though it's new. Okay? And with that, I want to say thank you. I wish you a wonderful month of March. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Of course, for private emails, for private sessions, you can look down below for more information. Thank you again so much. Take care and bye.